Sorry, I just logged on, but while I see 100% the importance of freedom and challenging Tories on the scale, I do find it frustrating that 2 years into the genocide, we're still centering Jewish feelings. We have a lot. Bro, Adam is Jewish, okay? That's it. He's Jewish, and he's anti-Israel, and he's been anti-Israel for years, okay? I understand why people get mad about this centering Jewish feelings conversation, because there is truth to it. I'm Muslim, okay? I center Palestinians in my commentary. Of course I do, because that is the primary victims here. The problem, however, is that if you are making an argument that is going to be as broad-reaching as possible, it's kind of OP to have a Jewish dude say these things, okay, and show vulnerability in the process. Because, unfortunately, Americans want to hear it from Jews, and they want to hear it from white people, okay? Just like when I talk about transphobia and how fucking stupid transphobia is, Americans and transphobic people, people in the margins, they want to hear it from a cis person, okay? That's it. That's it. That's the whole point. It is what it is, okay? I know. When I talk about racism, when I talk about anti-blackness being a core part of American identity, a lot of the people that need to hear that are already automatically not listening to a black person saying it. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because my Muslim background in this process unironically actually cooks me and causes a lot of people to automatically go, nah, he's biased because he's Muslim. Muslims are automatically anti-Semitic. That's why he's anti-Israel. He's a terrorist. He's a terrorist. He's a terrorist. Calling a white guy a terrorist in the same way, calling a white Christian guy or calling a white Jewish guy a terrorist or an anti-Semite in the same way doesn't have that same impact. That's it. This shouldn't be the only thing that matters, of course, okay? This shouldn't be the only thing that matters in the discourse, but it moves the needle in the appropriate direction, I think. All right? That's it. And there are points in this conversation, or at least the one part that I saw, because I didn't want to spoil it for myself, but there was one part where, like, the most impactful part, he actually does literally talk about it, where he was just like, I shouldn't care about, like, being Jewish. Like, it shouldn't be about me being Jewish. Like, he even mentions that. So I think a lot of people don't understand it. Being a Jew from New York is the same as being a white guy from the States. It's just privilege disguised as people of color. No, for sure. For sure. Yes. Yes. And with respect to Judaism in America and Jews speaking out on this, okay, it's important. It's important to have Jewish people speak out on this and be active voices. Why is it important? Why do I criticize Bernie Sanders so much? Even though he has pushed the needle consistently on this issue for many, many years, he has fallen short of what is necessary right now. Because he is a prominent Jewish politician and a socialist politician, one that should be leading the charge right now, because that cuts away at so many of these fucking arguments that these people cynically fucking push, okay? For many of these guys, they cynically go, oh, you're anti-Semitic. You must be anti-Semitic, okay? You want to kill all Jews. They don't even care. They will say it. They'll say it to a Jewish guy. They don't give a fuck. But the audience that's watching that is infinitely more receptive when a Christian Zionist is telling a Jewish anti-Zionist that they're fucking wrong. That, like, they are the voice that will defend Jews. They are the voice that is going to protect Jews, and they are the voice that knows how Jews feel, you know? And no, I'm not going to ban that chatter. That chatter is not a possible Nazi. This is the ongoing discourse right now. On the other side, a lot of Palestinians that and a lot of commentators who I admire, who I respect, are frustrated by this. This is something that is ongoing. This is a back and forth part of the discourse. I mean, it happened with, like, BLM too. It happened with BLM too. My point always is just keep pushing, you know, as long as someone is on the right side, as long as someone is, like, actively using whatever finite opportunities they have to keep moving the needle in the positive direction, then that's good. I'll take it.
Establish yourself as the fiercest champion of the state of Israel in Congress.
I've never described myself in those terms.
I
I'm pro-Israel, but those are terms.
Well, I think maybe you've been dubbed that.
Yes.
Okay. Listen, like, I'm a Jewish person.
Yeah,
Like,
well-
I have my own opinions on this. You have your own opinions. And this is a really frustrating conversation
Yeah.
to see people have on the internet. I don't get an opportunity to talk to someone that's making...
You know how I always tell you, like, if you got bro friends that work out, then use the podcasts that I've been on, like the bro adjacent podcasts that I've been on, to convince them. Okay, whether it be like Bradley Martin, or whether it be my appearance on Theo Vaughn. But then if you have like finance bro friends, you can use the Iced Coffee Hour podcast that I've been on to show them a different side of me, one that will open up more charitability. Your parents can look at the NPR interview that I did, right? There's a reason for that, because there's a different audience, okay? And a different audience requires a different mode of communication. You can't always just assume that people are going to be charitable to you. You can't assume that people don't have fucking personal hangups that cause them to completely sidestep your perspective. It requires deeper learning and understanding, and sometimes in order to open that door for people to even go on their own journey of, and I can't believe I'm saying this, recognizing the humanity of Palestinians that are being fucking wholesale slaughtered with American weapons by the state of Israel, will start here. That's why while I, of course, primarily feature Palestinians living in Gaza and living in the West Bank in my coverage, and the atrocities that take place from their perspective, I also obviously will have guests from all different kinds of backgrounds to talk about numerous different angles, to talk about numerous different journeys that they've had. Okay? Anti-Zionist Jews like Noah Colwyn or Simone Zimmerman, even anti-Zionist Jews living in Israel that are members of the Knesset, like Dr. Ofer Kasif. Anti-Zionist Jews that are part of Mezervot, that are conscientious objectors. Like, there's a reason why I tackle this issue from every angle possible, because I know there are different audiences for it. Okay? And even then, no matter what I do, there are a lot of people who will always turn around and say, nah, dog, you're a fucking terrorist. You're a fucking Islamist fundamentalist. You're radical. Okay? There are still a shit ton of people who will not fucking listen to what I have to say because my name is Hassan. Okay? I'm an anti-imperialist and my name is Hassan. So a lot of people just immediately, because of the implicit biases that they have about unchecked Islamophobia that they feel, they go, nah, there's a sinister reason why you're doing this. It's because despite a lifetime of combating anti-Semitism and being openly anti-fascist, there are a lot of ignorant people that will just refuse to listen to what I have to say and assume that I have some other sinister purpose for this. Now, should I just sit around and be like, well, fuck those people? I can sit on a throne of moral infallibility and say, you know, fuck those people. And sometimes I do say that. Okay? Sometimes I do say that because it gets a little overwhelming. However, I also recognize that because this issue is so vast and because this challenge is so impossible to tackle, okay, stopping a flow of weapons to Israel is seemingly this like impossible thing. I recognize that you need those people on your side as well. Okay? So I'm glad that people try to do their very best, no matter what their background is, and try to actively change people's minds by showing their own perspective. They're showing their own humanity. Ultimately, the people that are criticizing Adam are also right, though, in terms of like the broader issue, because a big part of the reason why so many people choose not to recognize the humanity of Palestinians is because of anti-Palestinian sentiment that is deeply embedded, and anti-Arab sentiment that is deeply embedded in American discourse, and also Islamophobia that is a permanent fixture of modern American politics. And when you combine that, that triple force, all of a sudden every American starting position is, yeah, they're barbaric rapist monsters. Like, maybe it's just too costly of a genocide for us to engage in. But Israel could just like keep doing whatever the fuck they're doing. I don't give a shit. Like that's what the average American's position is. So there is a limitation to the centering of Jewish feelings conversation for sure, because there are more issues that you must tackle in the process. But I think these things take time, and this is a good starting point regardless for a lot of people. Because remember, I always say, the but Hamas argument is so fucking successful in terms of just like shifting the conversation away. And that but Hamas argument only stems from a dehumanization of Palestinians in general, a dehumanization of Muslims in general, because but Hamas would not work if people were like, well, what the fuck are they supposed to do? 80 plus years, 100 plus years of fucking militancy and ethnic cleansing. What are they supposed to do? Of course they're going to take up fucking arms. What do you mean? Right?